Most cost-effective way to start a bit.
What's going on, everyone? This is Nick from Comic Culture, and you are watching The Rogue Trader. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe button, and hit that bell notification so you know when he goes live for all of his videos. And also, for all your comic book cleaning and pressing needs, go visit theroguetraderutah.com.
Good morning, everybody. So that is Nick Comic Culture. Thank you very much for filming that intro for me. I'm going to pop over here real quick. We're going to, I'm going to get going over here on Instagram. Trying out a thing where I'm going to stream live on Instagram. Of course, the Instagram people can comment. I'll try to follow that as best as I can. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, honestly, but it is there for people to watch on Instagram. And yeah. Good morning, Rooks. Nice to see you today. Rooks Made, of course, right here in good old Utah. We've got Shane. Good morning, Shane. Good morning, Joe. All right. Great show from Bueller and Bob this week. I was a very interesting topic, something that we all kind of struggle with, of course. Going to launch myself another, there we go. I thought I had it all set up, but you know, old guys in technology, right? So today I'm going to go over a couple things. Of course, kind of the idea for this after show is I want to address a lot of newer comic book people, as well as some of us old hands that have been doing it for quite a while. And we want to just take 20, 30 minutes and discuss a topic. Today, we're going to talk about pricing your books. Of course, we all just watched Bueller's stream, and they were talking about, you know, eBay pricing and how pricing affects in the comic shop. But in order to be a collector, a collector that's kind of in touch with your hobby, pricing, especially in our volatile market as it is right now, it's really important to know how to price those books. I have several tools in my arsenal. We got into a nice discussion in the chat this morning about Key Collector, which is a great app if you know how to use it, and we'll go over that. Also, there was some discussion about eBay and eBay used or finished auction pricing. A lot of people use that. I know a lot of people that use My Comic Shop as well. Got a couple more people showing up, and we're letting people file in. Andrew, good morning. And Nick Comic Culture, good morning. I actually just showed the intro that you did for me. I love it. If you're not following Nick Comic Culture, please do so. Like his information is invaluable. He talks a lot about previews and pre-ordering books and final order cutoffs, and he does book reviews and a very down-to-earth kind of really in a way that connects a lot with the community. So, you know, go hit up Nick Comic Culture, just a fantastic channel. And there's actually some really cool things coming up. This week we're going to launch the Road to 1,000, the Grow Together initiative. I've got a lot of great books. Nick is helping me out with this. I got a couple other people sending me books that we're going to give away. Once all of our channels get up to 1,000, we're going to be doing giveaways along the way. I got some stray dogs. I got some Hive Comics exclusives, some great stuff. But once we get to that 1,000, giving away Amazing Spider-Man number 300. So if you want the Grail, follow these, get some great comic information, and get yourself entered to win that Super Grail. Okay. Nick's Kicks. How's it going? Good morning. All right, so gonna just kind of dive into it. The first thing that we're gonna discuss, of course, kind of what seems to be the go-to for comic pricing and comic values right now is people love to use eBay. Of course, the thought behind this is if you're using eBay, especially those auctions, you get to see what people are actually willing to pay for a book, right? So that will give you at least a general jumping off point of what the value of a book would be. So there's two ways to do this. So I'm going to pop in real quick, and I'm looking for a book personally. I would like it to come from somebody within this community. I have a complete run of the 1972 Defenders comics. I'm missing issue number 12. I just picked up 10 yesterday. I'm missing issue number 12, and that's the last one, and I'm hoping to get it from somebody in the community. So I'm going to type in Defenders 12, and I know it's from 1974, so I'm just going to pop in 1974. And this is going to give us a list of all the Defenders issue number 12 from 1972. So we've got a wide variety, and by doing this, I mean, you're going to get stuff like this. That's a lot. Actually, $60 for that lot's a pretty good deal. So we've got one listed at a buy it now price for $25. We've got one listed at a buy it now price of $12.99. One listed at a buy it now of $5. So as you can see, you're looking at what people are asking for this book, and it's all over the place. So it's really kind of hard to nail that down, and it really does not give you a fair and accurate description of what that value should be. So what you need to do when you're working with eBay in this capacity is you have to have an eBay account, of course, and I think we all pretty much do. I mean, it's kind of a given in this day and age. You go to your advanced and you just click on where it says sold listings in your mobile app. It has a place to kind of to refine your search. Make sure you're not clicking on finished, because there's a lot of finished listings that haven't sold that will give you an inaccurate count as well. So go into your sold listings and then redo the search, and this is going to give us a more accurate idea of what that book is actually going for. Now remember, we had it everywhere from $5 on the low end and up to, I think, $25 was the high one that we saw as a buy it now. So we've got one, the top one here is $10.50. $10.50 plus $6.50 shipping. When I look at a book, and you can go two different ways with this, I understand, but I put the shipping in there. So to me, at $10.50 plus $6.50 for shipping, that makes this a $17 book on this listing. So we got that one. Here's another $10.50 with $4.90 shipping. We got a $9.50 buy it now with $6.50, and that came from my comic shop. So, you know, we're hitting anywhere from, well, there's $7.50. So that's what, $14.50. So we're in the neighborhood. People are spending $15 to $20 for this book right now. And that's what people are actually spending. So these are people that have gone out, done the research, and went online and actually paid this money for this book. So that's really what's worth. So the listing that was at $25, a little bit high, but we know we can get it cheaper. Of course, the $5 book, you got to think, I'm probably expecting that book to be not quite as great a condition. So that's kind of what you're looking at. And that gives you a really good idea of where you were to go. So if I were to be in my local comic shop and see this book on the shelf for $10, I would know that that's a pretty good deal on this book, because it's going to cost me $15 to get it shipped to me. If I see it for $15, I know I'm about average. Would I then pay $20 for it? Probably not, because I know I can get it for $5 less. I was about to name drop here. We've got Bueller in the house, and much like Bueller, I'm a total cheapskate. So I'm going to buy a $15 book. I'm going to get it as low as possible, but I am going to buy it for $10 to $15 more likely. So, and again, book that I am actively searching, I would like it from somebody in the community. So if anybody out there has a Defenders number 12 from 1974 that can complete my run, hit me up. I'm your Huckleberry. So that's how a lot of people look at eBay. Now, I do a lot of books. I mean, I do a ton of books. Got my comics on coffee, dark roast, good stuff. So to go through each book on eBay, look up finished sales and go through that rigmarole can be very tedious, because realistically you have to take, I do the Olympic method. So I will take the last 7 cells and I'll write them down on a piece of paper, that I'll scratch out the lowest and scratch out the highest, and then average out the remaining 5. And that gives me what I think is a good, fair average of what that book would be going for. That's how I do it. And, you get to the point where in your mind you can kind of guesstimate what that would be. Let's see. It looks like I'm having a problem streaming on Twitch, so we'll just do that. Okay. So that gives me and then you learn how to kind of judge, looking at those sold listings, what a book is worth. So that's one method that people use. Now there's other tools in our arsenal. One that came up today was Key Collector. And I, of course, subscribe to Key Collector, and that is so funny. So Nick was on a live stream with Fable, and we're going to blame it on Fable. And I was talking about needing this book. And it's funny, he found one and actually had it sold, helped sell it to a customer yesterday. That's a great book, too. I just picked it up from a buddy of mine that sells at swap meets. I went down to his booth and picked up number 10 yesterday. I got a great deal on it. I paid $25 for the book, and I think right now it's 30, 35. So I got a pretty good deal on it. I was pretty happy. So we're looking at Key Collectors now. Key Collector app really is not a pricing app, and this is where I think a lot of people fall short on that. I've seen shops that use it as a pricing app, and I don't think that's reasonable or fair. And I'll show you why. So keep in mind, we just did the research on that book, and we were sitting right around that $15 mark on sold eBay sales. So we're going to look up Defenders. Beautiful first run. Love that. Actually, this book's not even going to pop up, I doubt. 10. Yeah, we got, what is there? So Defenders number 12. Well, I am actually very surprised. They're counting this as a key. First appearance of Dragon Fang. Sword of the Valkyrie. So, all right. So I guess that makes it a key-ish. They've got a high sell of $10. Well, as we know from the research, that's not going to include your shipping. So I guess if you find somebody that's going to sell it to you for 10 and then have it shipped to you, you're going to be right about that $15. So in this case, they happen to be fairly accurate. A lot of the times, Key Collectors gathers their pricing information, I believe, from Go Collect, and I've seen these just completely out of whack. So I've seen pricing on Key Collector all over the place, and it has been, in my opinion, not very productive. So I try to stay away from Key Collector for pricing books, and mostly they're high. Yeah, because if you look at it right here, it's telling you Defenders number 10 is at a high of $150, and we're gonna jot that down. So D10 is $150 on Key Collector. I believe that would be based on Go Collect's slab pricing. So, I mean, I could be wrong there. I don't, as we all know, don't do slabs, but at any rate, a high of 150 for Defenders number 10. It's just not there. You can pick up that book. Like I said, I grabbed a really nice copy yesterday for $25. So, Sir Kim throwing in little information for us, says Key Collector just isn't up to date for the latest changes. And I agree with that. I don't think that they really are as on top of that as some people want to believe. And a lot of the reason for that is people want their books to be worth more. So they look at Key Collector as, because the prices are higher, they can always go to there and tell somebody, well, Key Collector has this book for $150. I can tell you right now, if and he would never do this, but if my buddy were to have told me Key Collector has that book listed at $150, I'll give it to you for, half that, $75. I would have told him to kick rocks, because I know what it's worth in a raw condition. But Key Collector has a lot of other great features to it, and that's a subject for another day. But for pricing, don't ever get caught into that trap of people trying to price books through Key Collector. I've had a lot of people come to me. A lot of newer collectors have come to me, and they're like, well, Key Collector says, and then I got to explain all this to them, right? eBay sold listings and cover price and whatnot. So that's another way that people do it. And then we also have, I just drew a blank. I remember what it was. So we also have CLZ, and I don't know if I can bring CLZ. I guess I can. All right, so CLZ. CLZ, their website on the computer is a little bizarre. Comic Collector. There we go. Actually, it's not going to let me. But CLZ is a great way to catalog and organize your collection and have it available in the palm of your hand when you're in the comic shop to find out what books you need. And I use it, or have in the past used it for that. I've gotten away from that. I don't use CLZ any longer, but CLZ has its own pricing system in place. And I don't use that for pricing for much the same reason as I don't use the Key Collector app, because CLZ only prices slab books. So if it's a raw book, they have no data, no information. Nick seems to be a big proponent. CLZ is amazing for collecting and tracking, which I agree with. Fantastic for that. But for a non-slab collector, you have to physically enter in each individual book, the value, in order to get an accurate value. And that fluctuates. If a book hits or if a book dips, you have to go back into your CLZ and adjust that manually. The only time CLZ will do it automatically is if they are graded books. So that is something to keep in mind. Everybody, Fable is in the house. Say hello to Fable. We love some Fable. The man, the myth, and the legend. So CLZ, as a tool to organize and keep a collection is fantastic, but I would say stay away from CLZ for pricing of your books. Unless you have a 100% pure slab collection and use them for that, it's just not going to work for you. Nick is verifying auto pricing on CLZ is pulled from Go Collect. And I am 98% certain that he is correct on that. Let's see. BLB regarding issue number 12. Right on. I appreciate that. So that brings us to, I'll pop over here. This is my favorite tool that I use. It's simple. It's web-based. There's no app to download. It works seamlessly on my phone as well as my desktop. I do a lot of work on my desktop. I'm pricing books all the time. My daughter's in here using this tool to price books for me. And I am just a big fan of what they've done. So this is Cover Price, and it's spelled a little bit oddly. It's COVR, no E, COVRPRICE.com. Cover Price is starting to come into its own, and you see a lot of people using this. I've noticed that Very Gary is starting to use this. He's actually being sponsored by Cover. I don't know if he's being sponsored, but he's working with them. He uses them a lot, and he does a weekly, maybe bi-weekly video comparing prices to last year and that type of stuff. I find it to be extremely easy to use and very comprehensive. I, myself, am not paid by Cover Price. I don't work with them. I pay for their service, and I use the service. I'm just really sold on it. I really, really dig it. Good morning, 62. Nice to see you today. Line on a Stray Dogs. Nix, throw that out. What is it that we're looking for? I have a ton of Stray Dogs left. All right, so we're going to do the same book. We'll type in Defenders 12. And then it'll bring you up every Defenders 12. And like I said, does the same thing on your phone. So extremely easy. Oh, the Crow homage. Yeah, that one's super cool. I believe that's the trade paperback. So it'll bring up all of the Defenders 12 books, and then you just go down 1974, February 1974. That's our book right there. So the way Cover Price works is they look at, I've been told 5 and I've been told 6, but we know it's at least 5 different places. They look at eBay sold listings, Heritage Auctions, My Comic Shop, I believe Midtown, and Sotheby's. I could be wrong about those last two. But they source from at least 5, possibly even 6 different places out on the internet. So they're getting a much wider berth of places to get their input data from. I like Cover Price, and I'll go through a few of the features that they have that I think are just spectacular. But we're looking at this same book. So again, Raw, this tells us that the raw comics sell, and they do both raw and graded books. So they collect data for both and they average them. So average raw sell for this book, and I believe we're on a 30-day trend, is $10.12. We do have a sell on July 27th, so just last week, of $10.50. And that's that sell that we saw on eBay. And this, of course, is not including that shipping cost. So keep that in mind. Graded fair market value, 9.4. They're giving us a 9.4 average sell of $57. But we scroll down a little bit and they give you variants. This has got a British price variant. It doesn't look like they have any data in there for that. But I like this tool because I can go down to where it has right here, the raw comic sales. It gives you the highest over the last 90 days, the highest 3 sales and the lowest 3 sales. So the most in the last 90 days, the most that book is sold for raw is $19.09. And we don't know where that's from. Could be from eBay, could be from Heritage, could be from my comic shop as well. But its highest sell has been $19. Lowest sell has been $6.50. So it's extremely easy to use. And then a lot of times it gives you this button here where it says see sales data. And I'll click on that and it gives me all of the sales. So in July, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sales of this book in the month of July. I would assume that these are all from eBay. There may be 1 or 2 of these from my comic shop, but I doubt Heritage is out there selling Defenders number 12, right? So it'll give you it'll give you all of the sales from the month of July and then all the sales from the month of June. So that way you can kind of track the trends on that. So you don't just know what that average is and what that value is, but you also know what the trend is. Is it going up? Is it going down? And they give you that information in other places as well. Because if we pop back over here, we know that last sell of $10.50, this average of $10.12 is trending up from the previous. So Defenders, of course, is a book, is a run that's kind of creeping up there. And I'm glad that I have that as complete as it is, missing 1 book at this point, because I have a feeling it's about to kind of explode, right? But I really like that. And then we're going to pop in and take a look. And so I've replaced my CLZ with cover price. I pay for cover price. It's like less than $10 a month, but you get the price guide, but you can also catalog your collection. So as you see down here, I own Defenders number 1, I own Defenders number 2, I own Defenders number 3, so on and so forth. It'll tell you up here that you own the book. So I can look at this at a glance. I haven't put my 10 in there yet. I just bought that. And then I need 12. Everything else is complete. So I can bring this up in the comic shop and look at this. It shows me right here what the cover of that book looks like. It gives me a fair market value, whether it's trending up or down, the year that it was produced, all kinds of great information just on this one page. And I can look at my collection and see if I need it. And then you click on it. And then if you want to buy that book, they actually have links to eBay and my comic shop. So I can go to eBay and it brings me up here. I know that the book's trending at $47. So there's 15 bids on that one. There's 7 days to go though. So that's probably not it. $20 for a low grade copy. I see a missing corner there. $140. So somebody thinks his book's a little bit better than everybody else's. So you can go to eBay, of course, and buy it there. Or you can go to My Comic Shop, and it'll bring you right to the page where you can buy it. We got a $95 4.0 that's available. It looks like that's the only one My Comic Shop has. And then we're just going to go through My Comic Shop real quick. We'll hit here real quick. Let's see. Nick. Fable says he uses Cover Price all the time. Nick's using Cover Price. So when I jumped on Cover Price 2 years ago, nobody was using it. And they had a crew that was kind of trying to promote it, doing a Cover Price Hot 10 list on YouTube. That kind of failed. But they've kind of seemed to hit their stride as more people find out about them. Really dig it. No disrespect to Key Collector, but the prices are way off. I agree, their prices are kind of way out there. Again, because they don't really stay up to date on it, and they use Go Collect slab prices. So it's kind of a wonky situation, and I wish that they could make a deal with Cover Price and kind of use their pricing. That would be great, but that's not what we use Key Collector for anyway. So it is what it is. Over on Instagram, we got Cardboard Crazy in the chat. Thomas John. I saw my good friends from Bleak Haven Comics, in the chat. Good morning to you guys. Nick's Kicks, use Key Collector for info and updates. Absolutely, that's what it's there for. I think pricing to them is kind of secondary anyway, so I don't think they put a lot of weight into it. 62 says, I use My Comic Shop all the time. It's a great reference tool and it's free. I agree with that to a point, and that brings us to My Comic Shop. So we're going to type in again that Defenders 12, and a lot of the prices that you see on My Comic Shop are really set by people that are consigning books. My Comic Shop, if you're buying from them, I think they do an excellent job in grading their books. They've got a good eye, so I trust their grading on raw books. I really do. Of course, if it's a consigned book, that's different. But we're going to look at just this one book, Defenders number 12. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 6 books listed, everywhere from very good to fine, very fine. One of the nice things about this is people will upload the scans of the books, so you do get to see the condition of the book. Not all of them have it. These lower dollar amounts, $8.70, $7.30, don't have that. But the $15 one, and we kind of decided that $15 is kind of where that book is, $15, including shipping. So, you click on that, and you can look at the scans of the books, which I think is really nice. That is a pretty nice copy. I see some slight blunting on the corners. They've cropped them out in this shot. I would like to have seen some pictures of the back of that, but not a bad book. One of the things that I like about this, let's see what 62 says. 62 Lefty Boots. I don't use My Comic Shop for prices. I'm a reader. It's more finding titles and how many issues if there's a trade back. And that's fantastic. And My Comic Shop is a wealth of knowledge, and I'll get into that real quick. Um, over on IG, good morning, John, with John's Comics with Kids. Glad to see you showing up this morning. I still have to go back and watch your Saturday show. I'm so far behind. My backlog is watching YouTube. So I'm at home for the next 3 weeks before my next charity event, and I've got a huge collection to press. So I'm gonna pop on the YouTube and watch all you guys for the next week at least. But so my comic shop does have great information for page counts. If you're collecting, page counts important, especially if you're collecting silver golden age stuff. So it's got great information for page counts, great information for cover prices and artists and print runs and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I use my comic shop for. And they are a great place to buy. They're honest. They're great on their grading. So if you are looking to buy my comic shop, prices may be a little bit higher from your buddy online, but you're getting a quality, respectable deal there. One thing that I do like about this, so not all of us have a CGC account. One thing I do like about this is my cover price gives you the CGC census for these books. This is another extremely valuable piece of information that you need to have when you're out on the hunt. So my comic shop will give this to you. So on this book, you've got in a 9.8, 12 of them on the census. That's it, 12 of these books are in a 9.8. Near mint, a 9.6, you've got 30. And then near mint in a 9.4, 24. So that tells me that this book, and I can tell you why that is. It's not the reason this book is. You see a lot of dark on it, and Defenders just was not as sought after as the Avengers, not treated with the same respect and reverence as people treated their Avengers or Spider-Man books. So that's why you see so many more in lower grades. So that when you're out on the hunt for this, I would expect to pay more for a graded 9.8, much more than a 9.6, simply because there's so many more 9.6s than 9.8s. And that's not the case, especially if you get into the more modern books. You see just the inverse. You'll have, Ultimate Fallout 4, you've got thousands and thousands in 9.8s and tens of thousands, and then you drop that by half for your 9.6s. So really great piece of information there. But as far as pricing, while you're in a comic shop trying to get an idea of what the value of a book is, my comic shop is really hit or miss. You know what? This is like eBay listings. It tells you what a book is worth. More, it tells you what people want that book to be worth, because it's an asking price. You don't know how many have sold at that price. There's no way that they track that. So it's take it with a grain of salt, I guess is what I'm saying when you're looking at my comic shop for pricing. I actually went into a local comic shop, and this kind of plays into the conversation that Bob and Bueller were here. What they were talking about earlier. I went into a comic shop and I went rummaging through the books, and every time I go into a shop, I don't care where it's at, I always buy a book. If I go into the shop and all they have is, a small box of dollar bin books that I don't need, I'll buy one or two just because I want to support a local comic shop. So I went into a shop 30 miles south of here, and I've only been into the place twice. I don't get down that way very often, and it's not a regular shop for me. But I went in there and I was thumbing through the books. I found a couple filler Spider-Man, I think, Marvel Tales for my Marvel Tale run. and they were priced at $1.99 a piece. So I grabbed both of them and I went up to the register and I was talking to the kid, and he took the books and immediately turned to his computer and started looking up the prices on my comic shop. And I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, the price is there. And he's like, well, no, we always look on my comic shop in case the book's gone up in value. So that right there explains why I've never been back. I did not purchase those books. I've never, ever done that in a comic shop before, walked out. But I didn't say a word. I just turned around and walked right out the door. Haven't been back. So that's my little spiel on what happens in a situation like that. So stores are actually using my comic shop to price books. I don't agree with it, and these other methods that I've went through are much easier. But just be aware that is something that's going on. So that's kind of my spiel. In summary, my comic shop, great information, very detailed information about page counts and cover prices, artists, CGC census availability, stuff like that. It'll give you an idea of what people are asking for those books, but not a true value, although they are extremely close. So keep that in mind. I'm not dogging my comic shop. I think they have a great business, a great business model, and do a lot of great for the community. So, but as a price guide while I'm out on the hunt, it's a no-go. Key Collector, same thing. Great tool, has a lot of fantastic information in it, keeps me up to date. I use it a ton when I'm in Black Cat and when I'm in Dr. Volts and I'm searching the long boxes. So I use it a lot, but I don't use it for pricing. CLZ, I've gotten away from that. I need to cancel my account, but it's only $3. I'll probably keep it and use it for something else. But again, pricing on that, not really great. So it's a great organizing tool. I love it and highly recommend it. Just don't use it for pricing. My go-to, eBay, sold listings. Don't ever use eBay asking prices, because that's not going to give you an accurate count. And then, of course, my number one, cover price. I can't say enough about it. I think they're doing it right. And I will give you an honorable mention for Overstreet Price Guide. It saddens me deeply to have to say this, but Overstreet Price Guide is their prices in our current comic climate. Their prices are outdated by the time they hit the stand. They have great information. They are a must-have. I grew up on Overstreet, carrying my Overstreet into the comic shop. We all did. I love Overstreet. I just wish that they would come into the 21st century, put something online that can be a living price guide. They would walk away with the market, but they're choosing not to. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I think the sun is setting on Overstreet Price Guide. It's sad to say an end of an era, but it's happening. So cover price is kind of my go-to. I always have it available to me. And I have it open in the shop, and I will take that. This is another very important thing that was kind of hit on by Bob in the conversation this morning. I will take my cover price into the shops with me, and I'll look up a book. And if their price is what I think is too high, I will be like, Greg, so this is what it's currently going for, because he prices out of Overstreet, which typically means I'm getting killer deals. But every once in a while, there's something in there that won't match what my cover price is saying. And I'll take the time to discuss the price and kind of meet in the middle or negotiate a price. Local comic shop owners, if they're going to get mad at you for discussing a price with them, it's probably not the store for you. 99% of local comic shop owners want to be informed, want to have that conversation with you. So don't ever be afraid to have that conversation with your LCS owner. And it gives you, and it's really funny because I did that. And that's how I shop. I do that with Greg, and we have the conversations, and he's like, well, he's either, okay, I can see that and let me give you a deal, or I know I'm eventually going to sell it at a higher price, so I'm going to keep it where it's at. I have to pay rent, which I'm cool with. So we've had those conversations, and it really led us to a place where Greg is one of my best friends. So there's a lot to be gained by having these conversations with your LCS owner. All right, so that is my spiel on pricing books. I hope it was informative, and I'm going to scroll up here real quick, and we'll run through the chat real quick. John's Comics with Kids over on Instagram. No worries. They're busy with C3, and you guys crushed C3. I am honored that you allowed me to be part of that adventure. I was able to get rid of a bunch of books I had sitting around, raise some money for cancer research, patient wellness programs. If you're not aware of what went down this weekend, go to Cardboard Crazy's YouTube and watch the rewind. There's a lot of fun stuff that happened. And before anybody says it, yes, I know the promise I made, and I guess I'll have to keep it. So if you're going to tune in to watch that, that's on you. However it's going to scar you in your life, but I said I'd do it. I'll do it. I will literally do anything in this fight against cancer. Like my wife is a multiple survivor. I lost my grandfather to cancer. My father's had it. Lost my favorite uncle to it. And we've done the American Cancer Society fundraising for 15 years, and I've lost too many friends to this terrible disease. So if you did not see what went down, jump in, catch the rewind of that. It was a lot of fun. Books flying out left and right. Beautiful art. Bearded Slimer Bro. I was so ticked off that I was not around for the auction on that one. I really wanted that piece. But yeah, check that out. Anyway, going to pop up here. Tomorrow showed up. So Wednesday night, station tomorrow. Wednesday night, we're going to be discussing some super cool 90s books. Tomorrow cinema. Make sure you tune in. I'm going to be on the panel. We got a loaded panel that night. So we're going to be loving on some 90s books. Bobby Delgado's in the chat on Instagram. How's it going, Bobby? Nice to see you kicking around. John's Comics with Kids is all over the place. Saying howdy to Manny. Saying howdy to John. Oh, showing the love, guys. Showing the love. Sure, you don't even know. You don't even know my backlog. Big Herm saying, hey. Good question. What is a backlog, bro? All right. Fable says, how much would you pay for a raw 8.5 on Defenders 12? What I would pay for a Defenders 12, if it came from somebody in this community, I would pay, what did we determine? It's worth about $15. I would pay $25 shipped, plus I will send you the Rogue Traders Bleak Haven very first exclusive comic book. Screaming Dill for whoever finds me that book. Nick, actually don't use my comic shop for pricing, but I do buy books from them. I don't use them as a pricing source. And that's exactly where I'm at. They've got great information, but I do not use them as a pricing source. I have consigned with my comic ship, and yes, you set your own prices. So there you go. That being said, if you get somebody like Trade Paper Dad who's setting his own prices, you know it's going to be a fair price, right? So nothing against my comic shop at all. You can get great deals there. I buy from there. Nick says he's bought from there. I know a lot of people. I know stores that buy from there and resell because they can get such good deals. So it's not about having bad deals. It's just it's not an accurate pricing guide. My local shop has key books priced higher than eBay. I talked to the manager about adjusting better. And I see that a lot. And I don't subscribe to the idea that a comic shop has to be overpriced. There's a lot of shop owners that just they feel the greed. And I'm lucky enough that I've got 3 local shops in Salt Lake that are extremely collector conscious. So, and like 2 of those shops are like got their finger on the pulse. They work with Hive Comics and they do the exclusives. They know what they're doing. You guys have seen Kenny on my show before. He's the comic book guy at the Nerd Store. He knows books. And he knows what every single book is worth. The kid's like an idiot savant when it comes to comic books. But they won't price at eBay pricing. They understand that even though they have to make rent, they're still a shop. They're there to support the community. So, and you know, you can always hit them up. NerdStoreUtah.com. They got great stuff and great exclusives. If you're into that hard rock stuff, their metal cover of the Tool comic book, so cool. So cool. So if you like Tool, go check them out. NerdStoreUtah.com. Yeah, I agree completely. Herm says he pre-orders some books from my comic shop. Also good at completing runs. They sure are. 62 says he gets fill-ins for back issues. Oh, where I go? My comic shop for last-minute books. That is true. You can usually pop in and get their new comic book day books. And then there's a lot of times that you're like, oh, I forgot that book, and you go into the LCS and it's not available. I hate that. So, you know, that's definitely an option. All this overpricing. That's why you negotiate. Oh, thank you, Herm. You guys are awesome. No, the C3 guys, they're the ones that crushed it. They put on a great event. We were planning another one. I was going to do my first live stream auction on my wife's birthday and do it as a fundraiser. So we do have another. It's not going to be 24 hours. I'm not doing that, but we do have a thing coming up on the 21st where we're going to do some more auction or stacker auctions and raise some money for cancer research as well. And I got a lot of books coming in from shops, and you know Hive Comics is going to be involved, so a lot of good stuff there. That seems to be kind of an ongoing thing that the comic shops are pricing higher than eBay. It's unfortunate, but they want to make their money while they can. I think a lot of shops are a little nervous that the bubble is going to burst and they're going to be stuck like they were in the 90s. I don't think it's going to happen. My local shops aren't concerned about it. They've pretty much set themselves aside from the bubble, so they don't have to worry about it. So let's see. Circumstances says, I like Atomic Avenue for back issues. Never heard of them. I'll check them out. Let's see. And that gets us caught up. Promiscuous Time Travel says, is this stream on YouTube as well? Yes, it is. I have my phone over here for for the Instagram people, and I know it's probably boring as hell because you don't see the overlays or the split screens and stuff. But yes, I do my streaming to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So if I could figure out how to do it into a live stream on Instagram, I'd do that. There's probably a way, and I'm just too old and can't figure it out. So all right. So that is the end of where I'm at. Remember, Wednesday afternoon, for most of you, I start my live stream at 10:30 right from Black Cat Comics here in Salt Lake. This week, we're going to do it a little bit differently. I'm going to spend some time with the family, so I'm going to pre-record it and put it up as an instant premiere. I will be in the chat, but we're going to discuss what Greg is doing, and we will look at some of the books that we have available this Wednesday. I will see if I can get Nail the Hive guys down and see what they have coming out this week, because it's always good to get that inside information. Promiscuous Time Traveler just told me they surpassed, with the Spider-Man booth boxes, they surpassed $8,000. They doubled their $4,000 goal for C3. Just amazing. Just amazing. You guys are saints for what you did. And Chris shaving his beard, that was amazing. So, like I said, if you did not get a chance to see it, go check out the replay on Cardboard Crazy's website. It is a riot. They did really good work. So some of y'all that are in the chat here, I just wanted to hit this real quick. So the Road to 1,000 Grow Together initiative that we'll be launching this week are going to be including some of our chat members. Nick Comic Culture is on there. I think he's currently in the 600 range on YouTube. We need to get him up to 1,000. I'm just going to pop in here real quick and we'll take a look at what we got. Nick Comic Culture is whoa. Nick is only at 277 subscribers. If you're not watching Nick Comic Culture, you're doing something wrong. This cat's got the coolest content. He's laid back. He knows how to connect with his audience, and he's just constantly giving you fantastic information. His latest video that dropped, it looks like it's a Comic Tom 101 mystery box unboxing. I'm going to have to watch that. I got two. I only ordered 2 Comic Tom boxes this week, or this month. And I mean, I got the exclusives. I got a couple books for the PC, so I didn't do too bad. But it was kind of a down month for them. But I really liked the Scoot, what is it, Scoot Comics book that they had. So that's very cool. So Nick, 277 subs. Let's get him up there. If you're not subscribed to Nick, go do so, please. And I've also got in the chat, where you at, Herm? Herm, big Herm. There we go. Big Herm is sitting at 308 subscribers. Big Herm, just a good time, right? I mean, dude loves his books. He loves to chat, loves some wrestling, just loves the world. We love Big Herm. So if you get a chance, go sub up Herm. Good stuff there. I know that he's in on the deal with us. We need to get him up to 1,000. Let's see who else is in the chat that's in on that. Fable. Fable does most of his stuff on IG. He chose to opt out of the Road to 1,000 because his content's a little different, right? His stuff on YouTube is more music, and check it out. Sub him up. I mean, he's a wizard. Like he just does amazing stuff. But Also, follow him on Instagram. His Instagram lives are just fantastic. He will talk about comic books on Wednesdays. It really sucks because I want to hit his Wednesday show, and I've been able to hit it every once in a while. He goes on with TM, and so I've been able to hit him up a couple times, but he comes on right after I do, and while I'm at the comic shop talking books with the guys. So I jump in like right in the middle of his IG all the time and watch him while I'm driving. Well, listen to him while I'm driving in between comic shops. But yeah, Fables, sub him up on Instagram, follow him there. I know he was talking about selling some of his backlog, so there's going to be some books available, some deals to be had. He's got great taste in books, so take a look at that. Circumstances hit 100 subs last week. Pretty pumped about that. I'm pretty sure I'm subbed up to Circumstances. I am not. So we're going to do that real quick. So it's not letting me bring you up for some reason. All I'm getting is Rush videos. Huh. All right, and so we're also going to look at TM Nerdy. TM Nerdy is another one that we want to push to 1,000 as well. TM's got 311 subscribers right now. Everybody knows TM. We all love TM. He's our Canadian brother. He has fantastic content. He's always chatting with people from the comic community. He's done interviews with creators. He's done all kinds of cool stuff. So, TM Nerdy at 311 subscribers. If you're not subscribed to that, please do so. I just saw something in here. Promiscuous Time Traveler has 69 subs. Please don't add any more. I was going to subscribe to Promiscuous, but I decided if I couldn't be 69, nobody should be. Actually, the cat's hilarious. Go check out his content. Promiscuous Time Traveler is a blast. Any of the rest of you, if you would like to get involved with the Road to 1,000, hit me up. Shoot me a message, Facebook or Instagram, the Rogue Trader Utah, and we'll get you taken care of. I would like to get, just a handful, 5, 6, and we'll push them all to 1,000. Of course, another one that I have in there is my buddies over at Bleak Haven Comics. Bleak Haven, they are a self-published comic book. They do podcasts, and they also do this super cool, like old-timey radio serial drama. They've got 2 episodes out. It's about the detective Donald Blake, who lives in Bleak Haven and investigates horror stuff. Like, it's so cool. They're only at 27 subs right now. So Bleak Haven Comics, it's BleakHeaven. Bleak Haven Comics. It's spelled like Bleak Heaven. So if you get the chance to sub them up, it's just a really, really cool thing that they're doing there, and they've got some big things coming as well. All right, so last thing that I'm going to leave you with is, as I said, I'm going to be doing a charity auction giveaway. It's going to be on the 21st. Details to come, but we got this from our buddy Bobby Delgado. Yes, you can absolutely donate artwork. You have my Instagram. Shoot me a message. I would love to have an original piece by you to give away. And if you'd like to come on the stream, that would be welcome as well. I much appreciate that. Anybody that's willing to donate or wanting to donate either time or books or artwork, Funko Pops, whatever, hit me up. We'll make that happen. Remember, we're going to this fundraiser that I'm doing specifically, the money will go to the Hope Lodge in Salt Lake. The Hope Lodge is run by American Cancer Society, and basically it's a place for cancer patients to stay. Super nice 5-star type facility. It's a place for them to stay while they're undergoing cancer treatment, where they have access to medical professionals and a clean, safe environment without having to pay for it, because it's bad enough to have to pay for chemo and everything else, surgeries and that kind of crazy stuff. So the money and the Hope Lodge has been hit extremely hard through the pandemic. They had to close it down and use it for emergency doctors and those type of personnel that were fighting the pandemic about a year ago. So they've had to, since that's over, they're converting it back over. They have to clean the entire place, sanitize, get it up and running again so we can help these cancer patients. So that's what we're doing on the 21st. If you can be part of that, please reach out and let me know. All right, so my half hour has just turned into an hour and 6 minutes. Again, I'm going to throw this out there. If anybody would like to continue these Monday shows and kind of make a train out of it, I come on every Monday after Bueller. And so watch him and Bob do their thing, and then you can move on and we'll discuss whatever. If you'd like to join this conversation, you're more than welcome. I use StreamYard. This Wednesday, I will be live from Black Cat Comics. And then Thursday at 11 o'clock Mountain Time, we will be live with the open mic, and you're more than welcome to join the conversation, show off any books that you've gotten, and discuss what's going on in the comic community around you. So that's what I've got for today. I've got to get to some books. I got a ASM 300, and I put it in the chamber. I've got First Galactus sitting in the chamber right now that I need to get out and get pressed. So, yes, you absolutely can. I'll just toss in my email real quick. If I can spell. RogueTraderUtah@gmail.com is my email address. I'm on Instagram. I'm going to try to do more with Instagram. I have not been doing a lot, but I am the Rogue Trader on Instagram. I believe just the Rogue Trader. Yeah, the Rogue Trader on Instagram. Facebook, of course, and a lot of people contact me through Facebook. And then we also have my website, theroguetraderutah.com. So you can contact me any way you want. Be more than happy to take donations and get this thing rolling. Oh yeah, don't forget Comigories. That show's a riot. It's a riot. I think TM's going to be on there tonight, and that's always a good time. So, all right, folks, that's going to be it for me for the day. Good luck in the hunt, and until next time, traders.